Hey guys, Bradley here, and I just wanted to do everything I can to get you up to speed as quickly as possible. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get logged in here into my guest account and show you exactly what you need to do first. And specifically, you're going to do two things. You're going to create what they call a bounce service, and then you're going to create your email service. Both of those happen to be part of an email address. I would highly recommend just bounce at whatever domain name you have for your bounce server. What that does is with Mystic Mailer, it goes and checks those messages that bounced and trying to figure out who was sent a message, and if the message was bad, if the email was bad, then if we have one hard bounce, we go ahead and take it off the list. If we have three soft bounces, then we go ahead and take that off the list as well. So a soft bounce is something like an out of office or something like that. Super simple. We're going to just go ahead and go right into it, and I will log into my account and just take you step by step. All right. Okay, so you're going to get a welcome screen just like this, and go ahead and instead of hitting enter, go ahead and leave it open just for the first few times, and you can always take it out of there. So servers, let's go ahead and click on servers and choose bounce servers. And I already have one set up here, so I'm going to just show you what I did. And I put in my host. This happens to be my host, and it's my secure host. So you can find that out if you go to your cPanel account. And let me see if I can find that for you just real quick, just so you can see it. If you go to your email accounts inside your cPanel, you can create any new email addresses that you need to inside your cPanel. This is probably going to have me log in again. Oh, no, there we go. And so I have a bounce. And if you click on this and you say configure email client, you see that where it says configure email client, it'll actually bring up a screen that'll show you all of the settings you need for this screen right here. And so this screen just has a host name, has a username, has a password, this is actually this isn't blocked out when you're first typing it in, and that's why it's already pre-set up, and that way I don't have to worry about changing a password and what have you. The email address, it goes to bounce at digitalmainstreetmedia.com. It is an IMAP service. And it goes to 993, which happens to be my SSL port or the secure port. So 993 with an SSL, and I want to validate the SSL, and I'm going to go ahead and leave the search character set as UTF-8. Disable authenticator, you're going to leave that blank, and then delete all messages, you're going to leave that blank as well. You're going to choose save changes, and once you do, it'll pop up and ask you to go ahead and confirm it. So what you want to do is when you confirm it, you want to just put in an email address that you know, not this one, but one that you know that you have access to, and it will send out a confirmation email. You want to go into your inbox, click on the confirmation link, and boom, your update, your bounce service has been verified, and you're good to go. Then you want to do a delivery service, and you want to do the same thing. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick. You have these choices, and this is what we're going to set up first. Is just the SMTP. Super simple. If you're in the business of being able to market online, you have your own domain name, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to use our own domain name off of our own server, just like we're sending email normally in whatever application that we use. And so that's SMTP. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it's going to come up with the same information we had before. I'm going to go ahead and fill mine out. And I want the server name there, and I want this. This is a name that I can recognize easily, and my name, Bradley at digitalmainstreetmedia.com. My password, which I'm not going to show you, and 465. Protocol is SSL. Just for me, you may not have SSL, don't want to do it SSL. You can do port 25 and just nothing, no SSL or anything. From email address is the same as what you have as a username generally. This is the account that you're going to use to send all of the email to your entire list. Okay, and then this is the from. This is the actual text, like this. I want to be Bradley at Digital Main Street, and that'll show up right, Bradley at Digital Main Street inside inside your inbox, right? So it's this right here, this part of your inbox. So I'm going to go back to Bounce Server. This is why I wanted to create a Bounce Server. It is my Bounce Server here, and I'm going to click on that. I want to go ahead and enable it signing, which means that it's going to give you it's going to send email with signing attached, and that is SPF record and a DKIM record. That I know it sounds kind of fancy. It is simply so that the server knows where it came from, and you give better deliverability that way. Okay. Force from. This is if for some reason you are you're trying to cloak who it's from or what have you, and I would say you're going to always force it to say from. And the reply to email address is Bradley. This is the same one, Bradley at digitalmainstreetmedia.com. I'm going to force reply to always as well, and I'm going to then click Save Changes. And once I save my changes, it's going to pop up here, and it says the email address where the validation email will be sent, because we need to validate this server. So I'm going to go ahead and send this to my Yahoo account because it's simple. I have access to it. I'm going to click on validate, and then it's going to send that off. Oh, it's not going to send that off because I didn't put my password in. So it's going to come up with an error. It's going to say that it can't connect. Well, no kidding. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and blank this out. Okay, I went ahead and put in my email address or my password, and you can't see that, so I just cut that part of the video out. And then I'm going to go ahead and resend my validation to yahoo.com, and I'm going to go ahead and log in this way. And see, it says please check your mailbox to confirm the server. And I should be able to go right back to my primary, and there it is. Remember I said I was going to be Bradley at Digital Mail or Main Street, and I click on this guy, and there's a link here that says you confirmation key is this. I click on that, it goes right back into the delivery servers, and it is now active. See that? It's now active. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is all you need in order to set your account up so that you can start sending mail. There's a lot more fancy things you can do later on, and don't worry about those right now. The next you want to do is you want to be able to create a list. So super simple, just go to lists, and you want to create a new list. And from the new list, you want to give it a name, and this name is something that it will be shown to the customers if they go to manage their subscription. So your list name is here, and this is a display name. It is just, I do the same one just because it makes it easier for me to find it. And then the description. This is literally going to give them information as to what this is all about. This is a list for tips and tricks, and you can set up if it's a single or double opt-in. I generally choose single opt-in. Single or double opt-out welcome email, whether you're going to send them in a week welcome email or not, I choose to say no, and I'll put them in an autoresponder if I so choose. But oftentimes I will just have a list, and then I'm moving names in and out of that list. This allows me to move names in and out without having to automatically send a welcome email. I can deal with that as I need to. If for some reason their subscription is not found, let's say they went to go and they clicked on a link later on in life, and it was in an email that they had already unsubscribed, but now they want to get access again. This is where you can just put in an email or the URL of another opt-in form for them to go to. If they already subscribed, and this is just a second, you can send them to a location that says, hey, thanks, you're already signed up, pay attention to your inbox or check your spam folder, and that way it automatically, it's smart enough to know whether or not somebody's already registered, and then whether or not their subscription requires approval. This would be you manually going in and requiring approval. Who it's from, the email address, who it's going to go to in return, and what the subject is. This is if you have a standard subject line that you have in every one of your emails. So some of you guys know that I do these stories, and so I might have a list that has a story, and for instance, the landing page formula story, I do LPF like this, and it's just always pre-set up. Now, when I create a brand new email campaign to this list, it automatically populates the subject line with a beginning of LPF. I don't have to worry about it. Next here is whether or not you're going to have notifications go to you when somebody subscribes and unsubscribes. You can just simply put in your email address over here, and the system will automatically send you an email to say, hey, look, you have a new subscriber, and hey, look, oh, you lost somebody. Okay, now here's where it gets really cool. As soon as somebody subscribes to a list, you can pull them off of another one. So if they're on a leads list and then they turn into a customer, you can pull them off of the leads list and just have them onto a customer list like this might be. And all you do is you click on the one that you want to come off of, and it will silently move them from one list to the next. It's super powerful, right? So as they opt in to do something new, they come off the old list. And then if they choose to unsubscribe, you can also run other actions, and that is to remove them from other lists. If they unsubscribe from one list, it will silently remove them from the others. This is actually required by law. This is part of your canned spam information. You need to have the company information, what an address is, and then a phone number and website. If you don't have any of that information, you're actually violating the canned spam rules, and so you need to make sure that those are put in and they go into the footer of the email. So I'm going to click Save Changes, and as soon as I'm done, I now have a list that I can start adding names to. Okay, super simple. If I want to upload names into the list, I click on Lists here, and I just created this one. It's called Your List. If you click on this little I, you go right to the information for the list, and from the information in the list, you can then create or upload all of your contact information. And here we go. So if you go to Tools, right over here, you click on Tools, and you click on Import, and you can import live CSV file, and this will take I think that's up to 500 subscribers, and it'll do it all at once, and you can watch the little meter go across, and it'll take care of it. You can also queue it up, and the server is set to process those imports about every 10 or 15 minutes. So if you have a bigger file, you can put it there, and then it'll automatically upload it for you. It's a smart CSV importer, so generally speaking, as long as it finds an email address and it finds columns with names in them, it's smart enough to try to figure out how to upload them. You can do it from a raw text file as well, and then you can also do it as an SQL import from another database somewhere else. Super powerful stuff, right? And let's see, let me also go back and show you how you can create a form for that same email list. So if you want a form, you go to Forms and Tools, and right here is your form code. Boom, it's just right here. Here's your form code for the subscription for this list. Okay, super simple. You just copy this and you paste it anywhere else you need to, and then if you have an iframe that you need to iframe it, you can do it here. So this is super powerful, and you're all set. That's it. That's all you need in order to get going. So if you have any questions, make sure that you hit me up on support. Get inside the Facebook group. Do whatever you got to do, and I wanna hear the stories of you knocking this out of the park. Remember, it's off of your server, your reputation, your messages, your subscribers. You do whatever you need to do in order to succeed in your own business, and also remember that you have access to me and help along the way. So I'm really looking forward to this journey together, and if you have any questions, be sure to ask. Take care.